how I manage my time when I am working full time. I have a property business, I love going to the gym and exercising, I play netball, and I have a social life. So if that's something you're interested in, carry on watching this video and go and hit that subscribe button. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Radhika. Time management is something that I have to be very strict about, otherwise I wouldn't be able to achieve all of the things that I'm being able to achieve, as well as having a social life. Tip number one is knowing that we own our time. No matter what, you own your time. You have 24 hours in a day that you schedule, that you prioritize, etc. When you say you don't have enough time for something, it means you still have time for it because everyone has the same time, but it's just not a priority for you and for that particular activity. So just knowing that you own your time. Yes, we have a boss and we work full time. You are kind of technically not in control of what you do during your work hours, but every other single minute and second of the day you are in control of. So that means you are actively in control of what you do throughout those seconds and days that you have time when you are not working. Tip number two is saying yes or no to certain activities. If you are going out every single day and you are meeting up with friends now that we're out of lockdown, or you have other priorities and things like that, you have the ability to say yes or no. And if that means FOMO, then so be it, because in a couple of years' time, when you've accomplished all of your goals, you'll be laughing and you would have all of the time in the world. Obviously, you are still in control of your time, which is why it's so important that you have to make sacrifices, especially if you are starting a business or doing something on the side when you are working full-time or have other priorities. You have to have the ability to say no, and you have to have the ability to say yes. What is it that you're trying to achieve, and does it help you get there? And I'm not saying don't cut out any social activities, because I still have 2 activities that I would prefer to do every single week, and that's me taking time off working full-time and investing in my business. Tip 3 is knowing what that one thing is for the next day. So you have one task that you need to get done outside of working full-time. If your work schedule, that's completely different. But if you are investing in property or have another business, you have one task you need to do every single day, whether that's 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or 5 hours. You have that one task to do. If it's 5 hours, you may split that over 2 or 3 days. If it's 5 minutes, then so be it, 5 minutes, but it needs to be that one urgent task that's going to get you closer to achieving your goals. The concept of the book is hitting your 1-year goal within 12 weeks, and then how to allocate time and get closer towards your goal. So understanding that book and understanding what is a priority will get you closer to your goals, and that's what we're all trying to achieve here. And that moves me nicely on to tip number 5, is time blocking certain activities. So if you have read the book 12-Week Year, then you'll understand what this concept is. But essentially every activity needs to be timed. I.e., if you are saying that you are looking for a particular property or doing due diligence on a specific area, you need to dedicate a certain amount of time that you're going to do it. If you just say it's on Saturday, you will spend forever on Saturday doing it. If you say on Saturday between 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to be doing due diligence on the property, then that's what you're going to do. Don't give it the whole day. Give it certain time, and always give it 15% extra time. So for example, if you think it's gonna be, I'm not good at maths at the top of my head, but if you're gonna say it's an hour to do that activity that you think you're gonna get it done in an hour, always give it a little bit more time. So give it an extra 10, 15, 20 minutes, just to make sure that you are covering every point, because sometimes you don't realize. And then as you get better with scheduling time, you'll understand how long it actually takes you to do an activity, so you can be better at it. But at the start, just a little bit over schedule, so you're not doing too much in one go and then becoming over stressed. Also with that is being realistic with the amount of activities that you can do in a day. If you are working full-time or you have other commitments, then just be realistic with the time that you are setting. There's no point of saying you are free for 5 hours and you're actually free for 2 hours in reality. So just be realistic in what you're saying. Tip number 6 is setting in time for me. So that has been a game changer for my productivity, and just knowing that I have an hour for me every single day outside of all of these other activities, so that I can catch up on just spending time with my family or reading or going to the gym and exercising. Sometimes I don't actually count my gym or exercise into me time, just because sometimes it can be very intense and I don't want it to be. I want relaxing time and spending time doing the things that I love to do, where sometimes going to the gym can be very intense. And the last point I want to touch on is outsourcing. If you have not read this book called Life Leverage by Rob Moore, you are missing out, because it talks about how you can delegate and outsource all the other activities so you can focus on the most crucial things that you love to do and get closer to your goals. You can't do everything, and you have to understand that you can't do everything. We're not superheroes over here, and we want to free up our time as much as we can. There's no point of you doing all of the low task, if that makes sense. There's no point. You may as well outsource that, and even if you have to pay a little bit for it, do it, because your time is worth so much more, and you want to focus on doing the big stuff, especially when your time is so limited, that you want to be focusing your time on getting what's actually worth, what's going to bring you in £20,000, what's going to bring you in £200,000, rather than the £2 tasks. If this video was helpful, then please go and hit that like button so more people get to see it and help with their time management, because it is a nightmare, especially when you're starting out. I had no idea what I was doing, but now I feel like I'm mastering every single day. I'm still not there, because things do change last minute, and I just really need to stick to a schedule. So with that being said, go and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next week.